Welcome to the Golden Hour, a podcast about aging, dignity, and the people who refuse to let either be forgotten. I'm Liz Keller, case manager, licensed realtor, everyday mom and wife, and a lifelong advocate for seniors. Here, we'll share stories that matter, bust myths, and open up honest conversation about what aging with dignity really looks like. Because our seniors deserve better, because here, no senior is left behind. Welcome!
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the podcast and welcome. Well, it's been a month now, maybe a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy 1 month.
Happy 1 month. But we started together way back in 2008, right?
Yes.
At the hospital together.
Yes.
How many years did you work at the hospital?
I want to say maybe 2 years, but at blank, about a year before I went to Lutheran and worked in surgery.
You were only blank for a year?
I feel like it's about a year.
Oh, so I started in 2008 and I was done there in 2015. So it had to be between that.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's where we go back to. But from then, all right, so you worked at the hospital and
Yes.
then you went to Lutheran. But the important part is after you left Lutheran, then
I worked at a substance abuse treatment center. And I was there actually for quite a long time. Actually, I was already working there while I was working at Blank at the same time and going to school all at the same time.
which is what we do.
Yes, we do.
Why we can spin so many plates at the same time.
Exactly. And then after I left the substance abuse treatment, I joined one of the MCO when Medicaid got privatized. And I was with them for about a year. And then they left the state. And then I joined the PACE program. And then I was with them for about 7 years.
So the PACE program is a Medicaid program.
It's a Medicare, Medicaid funded program. It's an all-inclusive that helps older adults, anyone that's 55 and older, get the care and to be able to stay in the home.
And then you did elderly waiver stuff as well, right?
So with the PACE program, when I started that role, I was the enrollment coordinator. So I would receive the referrals, understand what they need to see, if the program is a good fit. And then if they needed to be on Medicaid, I would help with trying to get them on Medicaid, filling out the application, helping them with the spend down, working with the state, getting them financially and then medically approved. And then once that's all said and done, then they get to join the program.
What did a caseload look like there? Because this is where I want to be clear that there are free options out there. That was a nonprofit. There are free options for people to help with those things. However, that is not us. We are not a free option. We are a concierge service. We strive on giving people the experience of first class. So let's talk about the difference here. There are spaces out there that people can call, get
Absolutely.
information, and then they do it on their own. We are not that. However, because you worked in that space, you just had larger caseloads. You weren't able to do as much. And honestly, it was kind of a burnout for you too. I'm assuming if you have 100 people that you're working with at a time, the expectation is that you're helping everyone. You're spread a lot more thin. However, what we're doing here is the whole experience. So we're going to their houses. We're connecting with banks. We're connecting with anybody that we needed to connect with. We're running checks to the bank. I mean, how many things have we done so far that it's like I don't know how some of these seniors would do these things if we weren't there doing it for them.
Oh, absolutely. And there's times that you have to think outside the box, you know, and be creative, especially since there's a waiting period with spend down. Not a lot of things happen as fast. So how can we get them the help currently, while we're trying to get them approved for elderly waiver or facility Medicaid, whatever that may look like. So yeah, it's a lot of running around, trying to navigate that, calling, sending out emails. So yes.
Right. And it's a lot. And to be honest, I don't understand that space. And it's not that I don't want to. It's just we both have our different lanes that we stay in. And you are the expert in that space. And I think that is kind of your bread and butter. We got a compliment. And I'm going to share it, the screenshot that one of our referral sources, so a social worker that refers clients to us, said that the client said that they were impressed that you were smarter than their attorney when it came to this stuff, which is a huge compliment because, and I tell everybody, you know this, that you're a genius all the time and you get mad at me, but it's true. It's true. You're a genius. So you are a genius in that space. However, we have another layer to you. the senior community space. You've also
Yes.
worked there.
Yep.
After you left that program, you went into the senior community space.
Correct. So I was the community relations director. So I pretty much navigated and helped families move into an assisted living, memory care, independent living setting. So that was a very enlightening experience too, because I also learned a lot, because that transition is very, very difficult.
Well, you went from government programs to private pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference. That's a huge difference.
And not only that, from an in-home aspect to now moving into a senior living community. So two completely opposite space for that senior, that specific older adult.
Yeah. Well, it's two different levels of clientele, per se.
Absolutely.
Then I met with you because we know each other from wherever. You said, hey, come here. And I said, I need you. And I think you said, I need you. And so it was perfect because what we had chatted about was you have all these years of knowledge, 7 years of knowledge that is smarter than an attorney that now you can't use because you moved to the private pay space.
Correct.
So we have two sectors. You can't use something that you are more well-versed in than an attorney, and you're no longer able to use that. And I would say 50% of Americans need that program. That was a problem in your head. Right?
Yes.
Is that a good way to put it? Because like you couldn't help people the way that you wanted to help them because your new job didn't support that space.
Correct.
All right. This is great. So we decided I would be a better fit for you.
That is 100% right.
Yes. And now we can help everybody.
Yes.
Which has been great.
Mm-hmm.
In the last week, the amount of hands that we've held of crying seniors, so thankful that we've showed up, has been overwhelming and emotional all at once. Obviously, we are the professional in the house and we hold it together in the house. And we want to be their support system, and we are coming in to take over and get them where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But when we go home at night and we close the doors, it's a little emotional because we're seeing things that's hard.
It is.
We
And
see
a
the
lot of
seniors.
them too, they don't have the support, and we're truly it.
We are it.
So to be able to help them navigate what they want to make sure that they get that quality of care and, the quality of life, that's rewarding to be able to help them at that aspect of their life. So yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's families are leaving their loved ones out to dry.
Which is very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. These people, I think, are just suffering alone and in silence because they don't know what to do. They don't have anybody to help them. They're lonely. They don't even know if there's anyone that they can call. And somehow God has put us in front of these people. And while it's very emotional, I think it has been the most rewarding thing that I have done to be able to get these people moved into a place where there's life, there's community, there's help, there's spaces. And I'm sure you feel the same way that I do.
Oh, 100%. And I think one of the things that I love about Golden Concierge and what we're able to provide is, there are a lot of different resources that people can navigate, but that's the whole point with Golden Concierge. You can just call us and we'll help you navigate. There's one person for this specific thing, they may need. Then you have to call this other company for this specific thing. Here with Golden Concierge, they just call us and then we will help them step by step and trying to figure out what's important, what's important to you, and then how can we help you? And then we'll take it from there. And that's a huge burden off their shoulders. That's great.
So what I know is special about us is when someone goes and they hire an attorney to do a Medicaid application and a Miller's Trust or whatever they need to do there, then they have to go hire a realtor. And then they have to go tour communities on their own. And then there's so many different people involved. And let's be honest, those people are not talking. And there's things being dropped because this person doesn't have the time to talk to this person. And they're not able to work together to get solutions where it's all in-house here. So we are working together to get those solutions and figuring out how we can get things moved along as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Yes.
Like, for example, we have a gal that needs to get moved out of her house. And I don't think that the community and that she's moving to and another realtor would have been able to somehow work together to be able to get her moved in without having the knowledge to be able to get them moved. Like it's just stuff like that.
Absolutely. The small little details to make sure that that transition is as smooth as possible. It's already overwhelming and anxious for that senior, that older adult, let alone, having them try to navigate all that and be the middle person. That's already a lot. That could easily make them shut down, be like, you know what, I changed my mind. I'm going to just stay it. Yep, I'm going to just stay home. I'm going to just live here forever.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what we see. And I think if someone were to get on the internet and Google assisted living and they came across a place for mom and they put their name in there and they put all their information in there. And I went through the process on a Place for Mom's website, and they literally ask questions about how you move, your financials, if you have anyone to help you, whatever. And then at the end, you hit submit. And then next thing you know, all they do, it's just the website. They just send your name and number out to 15 different places or more, whatever. And then next thing you know, your phone is blowing up, the senior's phone or the family's phone, because those communities are just calling them. And there's really no basis of whether it's a good fit for them or not at that point.
Absolutely.
There's no personalized anything about it. And then they have to go tour alone as well. And they're not asking the right questions. And that's another piece is the families and the seniors don't even know what questions to ask.
Right.
When they go to these places. So if they don't even know what to ask, they're not going to get the answers. But then the community, they also don't know they don't know what to tell them. There's so much information, they don't know what to tell them. So it's just a very unpersonalized process that I wish would go away. I would much rather have people call us, so then we're giving them that personalized experience. So let's talk about that. Let's say Mrs. Jones calls us and says, I would like to get moved into a community that's assisted living. I have enough private pay money for 5 years. What does that look like for you? What questions do you start asking?
Absolutely. So it's a lot of discovery questions. What's important to you? When you move into a senior living community, are socialization important to you? Are the activities? Is the food, the care, all of the above? Also trying to understand the specific location. Do you want to be closer to a family member out in West Des Moines? So you want to stay in the West Des Moines area, or does it not matter? Truly is, getting to know them and understanding what their needs are, what's important to them, what are the non-negotiables. A person that was training me a while back, pretty much taught me that industry of that senior living community just to get that understanding, because I still had that in-home mindset. But she truly helped me ask those discovery questions. And it did help me too in many parts of my role, even now, to really get to know what changed that now they're finally considering that transition, that move, So those are the things that we would definitely ask them. Those discovery questions is, what's their story?
And I also really like to know who they were before they decided that they're going to need some extra help. What was their career? What was their passions?
Absolutely.
What was their hobbies? How many kids do they have? Everything that is going to be important to know exactly where the best match is. Because the last thing you want to do is match them in the wrong spot, and then it's miserable and they're like, this is a horrible decision. I hate this place. It is everything that I'm not.
Right.
And then we have a problem. So that's important too, is just really knowing who they were before. And I feel like when people are at this point, it's usually because they're maybe depressed or they had an incident or something. So they're not who they used to be.
Absolutely.
But we want to get them back there to who they used to be. So something that you dig into a lot is the financial piece. And that is important. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes to talk about financials.
No.
And we would like to trust people when they say we've got enough forever. But I don't know as if that's something that we should just wing without really having an understanding. Because if you wing it and we really don't have a full understanding of the financials, that could put us in a bad position. Specifically if somewhere has to be private pay for 2 years.
Right.
And then they can move over to Medicaid.
Absolutely.
They're kind of grandfathered in. But if we run out of private pay before that 2 years, not a good situation.
No, not at all. And that's why we want to be as proactive by asking a lot of those details of those financials. what are your income sources besides Social Security? Are you getting a pension of some sort? Do you have long-term care insurance? What kind of insurance that you have now? So those kind of things that we want to definitely know, and what the assets look like. Just because, eventually if you do need Medicaid will want to know those information. We want to be ahead of that game. So that way we can truly plan ahead. But in regards to the financials too, what's the budget? I think that's the biggest one you have to ask an individual when they have to move into a senior living space. What is that budget? And how we can elongate that to make that 2 or 3 years private pay before we can start considering Medicaid or elderly waiver, whatever that criteria they are needing. So yes.
Yeah. Well, and you don't want to get in a pickle there.
No, because, people forget that Medicaid, it's a 5-year look back. So you don't want to just started donating money or giving money away, because that penalizes you and that affects your Medicaid application, where when you're supposed to start at a certain time frame, now because of decisions you've made, now you might have to wait months down the road when you could have started at that specific date.
Right. If you spent your money incorrectly.
Right.
And there's limits on what you can do for the spin down.
That's correct.
Which is important for people to know. So
yes.
Just want to make that clear, you don't want to go start distributing money thinking, oh, they're not going to catch it in 2 or 3 years. It is a 5-year look back, and they will catch you, and you won't get approved. And that is going to be problematic. I'm sure that happens more than not. We're going to go back to Medicaid because that's
my jam.
Yes. Well, you know more about Medicaid than the rest of the world. So what are some misconceptions that people have about Medicaid?
I think the biggest one is, well, the government should be paying for my care. Not necessarily, I always say Medicaid is always the last resort. The state wants you to utilize all of your assets first before they step in and start paying for your medical care. Also, it's just for medical care. The room and board is something that might come out of the pockets too. So that's something that one of the biggest misconceptions in regards to Medicaid covering for senior care, whether it's assisted living, memory care, or long-term care nursing home, that they will pay for the whole thing. Another one is that it will affect your income when you go into Medicaid and you're in that senior living space where they take everything but possibly $50. But at the same time, though, you have to understand, when you're in a senior living community, you don't have to worry about the utilities, the cable, the internet, the food, because those are already technically provided. So you have to keep that in mind.
What pitfalls do you see families falling in Medicaid without knowing what they should know? What have you seen anything that has stuck with you that's like, whoa?
Yes, spend down would probably be the biggest barrier.
It's complicated.
It is, because what they don't realize is that the state truly dissects those bank transactions, and you have to have an explanation on like those big ones. They're going to be like, oh, I see a $5,000 on this bank statement. What was that for? And unfortunately, when you're dealing with older adults, especially when there's memory and cognition, they won't remember. So then you're having to become a detective and try to figure out, what was that spent on, because you have to justify that with the state. Or, I decided to give my loved one $1,000 because they needed that money. Well, no, that now becomes a penalty, and again, I understand they want to help their loved ones, but in the end, this is for them. This is for them to get the money to help pay for their care and service that they need.
Right.
So yes. So sometimes families can be also a barrier just because they're not as upfront and truthful in regards to the spending, especially when they claim to help with their loved ones' financials. They tend to hide things. When I would like to remind them, I am not the enemy. I am here to help you. But we also have to be upfront because the state is going to look at everything.
Well, what I have found from watching you do it through a couple of clients here is it's kind of like buying a house. People think they can hide things from the bank and the lenders when they go to buy a house, and you can't. You literally can't. The
Right.
lenders will know your whole life. And I tell people it's kind of like getting naked and streaking through a football field is kind of how it feels. It feels very invasive.
It is.
But the government wants to know where your money went and why they need to start paying for you. Just like a lender needs to know, do we trust this person to pay a mortgage back? It's the same thing. People have to know that, that you're not just out giving money to all of your family. And that's another part about the Medicaid spend down is, that people are like, oh, I want to give this to my family. If I have to send it somewhere, I want to give it to my family. And you're going to be homeless if you do that.
Yes.
You're going to be homeless. It's just not an option. You can't just give chunks of money away and everything has to be justified within 5 years.
Absolutely.
Within 5 years.
Well, another misconception too is that, oh, okay, so they get on Medicaid. When the time comes their loved one passes away, people forget that there's a thing called estate recovery program. So the moment you're like 55 and older and get on Medicaid, that's when estate recovery kicks in. Estate recovery is pretty much when their loved one passes away, any assets remaining does not go to family members. Yeah. It goes to the state to pay back for all the times that Medicaid or the state paid towards their medical care and services. So that's a big one that families tend to forget.
Yeah, which, rightfully so. I understand both sides, but not my rules, not your rules.
Correct.
It's the government's rules. And none of us are going to change the government's rules. The government makes it complicated. But the fantastic thing about you is you have figured out the complications that the government has created because you've worked on the other side of it for a lot of years. And so it is very complicated. And I don't want anyone to feel like they aren't smart enough or they whatever. It's complicated.
Yes.
And when you call them, they'll tell you that their website is self-explanatory. And there is nothing self-explanatory about that website. So if anybody's listening from the DHS website or call center, don't ever tell anyone that website is self-explanatory because it's not the applications, not the forms, not the website. There is nothing. And I think they only say that because they don't know either.
Possibly. That's probably true too. I remember when my first time completing a Medicaid application, it was definitely overwhelming because you don't want to mess up because one little small detail that you did not complete or, incorrectly complete, that affects your approval. And then you have to start the process all over again or may have to appeal. But then who wants to appeal? That sounds very daunting. But because I've been doing Medicaid for over a decade, I can complete a Medicaid application in 5 minutes.
Recently someone said to you, oh yeah, it takes about 6 months to do all of that. And you're like, 6 months? It takes me like a month to get the application in and then approved. And we will do the appeals as well. We, as in you will do the appeals and the Miller Trust and the spin down and all of the things that we need to do. But it doesn't take you 6 months because you know what you're doing. And, we will run into situations where there's appeals, but probably less than when the general public would run into appeals because you know what it needs to say to get it through. So that's why it is very quick and efficient as far as having you do it for them. Now there are free resources for people to go.
Absolutely.
Like they can go to the website, they could call, there's a lot of free resources for someone to get some base knowledge on how to do this if they want to do it alone. However, we are a private company and we do charge a fee. The fee is a part of the spend down, which is great. So if you have money that you have to spend down, you don't have to fear that how are you going to pay for us because of that. We are a part of that spend down. So
yes.
That's what makes it nice is it's for you. It's if you don't have any kids, if you are a kid and you don't know how to do it, you don't have the time, we can take that over.
Absolutely.
But we do have a fee. I like to tell everybody what?
It's a Disney experience.
Yes. I love Disney and I keep going back even though their prices are very high, but going to Disney and feeling the magic and feeling the experience of what they offer you. And, they have an answer for everything and they do everything. And that is right. Really what we are trying to do for our clientele too, is that as soon as we have that initial meeting, we get a whole idea of everything. We leave, we get our pricing together to take back. We show them the pricing of what it's going to cost for our services, and it's different for everybody.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a different situation, and then you can decide yay or nay. I even tell people, I don't want you to sign this right away. I want you to talk about it. I want you to think about it. I want you to sleep on it because I don't want anyone to feel like we're pressuring them.
Yes.
We are here if someone wants the service that we have to offer. Otherwise, There are free resources, and we encourage them to go that route. But we are a first-class service. We take care of our clients. We make sure that they get where they need to go. We give them attention. We pull strings.
Yes, we do. And at the end, though, too, practically family. We're helping them navigate through all this, and then we'll take on the stress for them, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely. The gal that we've been working with, one of them, she was so overwhelmed and she had no family. I mean, honestly, all of them. This is all of them that I'm describing, but the one in particular, she just wants to get to a community.
Yeah.
But every answer that everyone was giving her was, no, you got to sell your house. Everybody that she had been talking to was telling her that she couldn't move until December. She was very sad, very lonely because she was spending money in places that, and she's private pay, so she's not a Medicaid person, so we're not watching the spend down, but she was giving money to her family.
Yeah.
And nobody could talk her out of that, to be able to take care of herself and move into a community where there's friends, food, life, nurses, a safe place. And she wanted that. She wanted out of her house where she doesn't talk to anybody and she was lonely, but nobody was coming up with a solution to just get her there. And that's what she kept telling us. I just want to get there. But everyone in her sphere was telling her, you got to sell the house first. You got to sell the house first. So we made it happen. We're not selling the house first. We're getting her in there. We're getting her mental health, her sanity.
Yes. So excited for her.
I know. And we're doing extra work to do it, right?
Yes. We're helping move.
Yes, right. And I literally tell everyone that I did not pass algebra class because I knew algebra. I passed algebra class because the teacher either liked me a lot or didn't like me at all. I don't know. Maybe both. But I think that it's just, I can talk anybody into anything. And we were able to talk that community into letting her in with her circumstance. And we're getting the movers in there and we're getting the painters in there. And she's not even going to have to be bothered by buyers coming in and out, which is a concern. She was not going to be able to get up and down for buyers to come in and out. And her family was just telling her to go sit in her car and read a book for, hours, because these buyers schedule showings for hour blocks. That's not realistic.
No, that's such an emotional toll on her.
And she has a cat that attacks me when I go in. So we can't have a cat attacking buyers coming in and out of the house.
No.
So the family was suggesting that my little gal just tote up the cat and take her out of the house. And she has something wrong with her arm. I don't know what it is, but there was no way that she was going to be able to bend. She has a walker. So there's no way she was going to be able to bend over, get the cat in there, pick up the cat. I was like, this is enough. We're hanging up right now on everybody that's telling you to do different things. And I'm taking the wheel and we're going to get you safe, because this just wasn't a good situation.
Right.
It wasn't. And you were there, you saw it.
And you made her cry in a positive cry, as in like, you're a godsend. You're an angel. I'm pretty sure you told me that she called you an angel.
She kept saying that she's been praying to God and she sees angels after I told her the news that we're moving her next week. I said, the only thing you have to worry about from this point moving forward is what we're going to take next Wednesday. That's it. That's all you need to worry about. And if you need help deciding that, it needs to be your bed, your chair, your couch, your TV, your entertainment stand. I will tote up, because she keeps talking about all the pictures in her house and she doesn't know what to do with them and she wants to go through them and she doesn't have time. I said, let's just get you there and I will get totes. I'll put the pictures in them and I'll bring them to you. You can spend your time sorting through it there when you have time, but we'll worry about everything here. So
plus it'll keep her busy.
It'll keep her busy. It'll give her something to do. And I think if she gets in there, she'll maybe decide, I don't have room for too much here, because they're decent sized spaces, but she's not gonna be able to bring everything in her house there, obviously. So maybe having a little time there is gonna help her figure out what she can and can't bring. But her mental health is the most important.
Absolutely. She'll have neighbors that she can easily get to know and socialize. But then she always has the option, if she just wants to be alone, just go to her apartment and then, have an alone time.
Yeah.
So that's nice that you get best of both worlds.
Yes.
So yes, yeah.
I mean, while I was there meeting with her, the Meals for Wheels guy showed up to bring her lunch. I said, is Meals on Wheels something that's like you pay for and every day? And she said, yeah, I pay for them to come every day just so I have someone to say hi to.
Oh.
Which broke my heart.
Yes.
That broke my heart. So we're going to stop all that nonsense and we're getting her moved. So that's just the things that we're able to do. And I know that you're helping someone right now that I truly don't know what she would do without you. She has no family. She has no support. She can't even leave.
Nope.
I don't know what she would do without us stepping in and taking over and getting everything done for her. It's so sad to see.
I was so excited too to bring her dessert for her birthday because today's her birthday.
Today is her birthday.
Yes. And so yesterday I got a chance to go over to her house and did a little shopping prior to going to her home and got a pot pie. I didn't make it. And then pumpkin pie, whipped cream. She was so grateful. And I also got her little dog little treats too. So yes.
But that's another thing with her where you're going way above and beyond, which is the experience that we're all about. Is she has an elderly puppy that she can't care for. And we see the puppy that she's not a puppy. She's an older dog, very unhealthy. And we asked her, what is your plans when we move into an assisted living space? What's the plans for the dog? And she said, I can't take care of Chloe. Chloe's sick. Chloe doesn't wake up for days. We have to put Chloe down. And that's something you're helping her do.
Yes. So we were able to reach out, and I sat down with her and did those questionnaire. And it is very emotional. I mean, gosh, I would be very emotional if I had to give up my pet. But at the same time, we had to constantly have that conversation during the questionnaire that this is what's best because you are not in the capacity to be able to care for a dog. And it's not fair for the dog, Chloe.
And Chloe is unhealthy. So it's not like, because we would have happily helped her, rehome Chloe, but Chloe moving houses and into another family would have only made Chloe more sick.
Well, especially too, moving into a space that's going to be smaller, more people when the dog has been used to just being her and the owner, and then it'll be overwhelming. Yeah. And it's probably going to make the dog decline even more too.
Yeah,
so, yes.
Right. I was speaking on like if Chloe had to go to another family.
Yes.
But even going, like you said, into the place, I think to be able to take an animal into and there are a lot of places that you can take animals.
Yes.
You still have to be able to take care of the animal. And
correct.
This client
absolutely cannot do that. Yes. No. Without her being a fall risk. I mean, she's already a fall risk.
Yeah. She said she has she calls 911 and the firefighters have to come pick her up.
Yep.
So we should have been there a year ago at this point because we've waited too long if you've been on the floor more than twice.
And that's when, home is no longer an option. Safety is probably where you should definitely draw the line.
Yeah.
To where, okay, home care is great, but if you're constantly falling, your caregivers who probably are working full time, having to take time off, filing FMLA just to care for a loved one, they're overly burnt out. They're also have their own family to take care of. That's a lot. Oh. That's absolutely a lot.
Well, even if your family is coming over and you're falling and they're having to pick you up, home is probably not a good spot for you.
Right.
Because then you're going to break something. It's going to escalate. Safety should be the number one concern. Even if you have family 2 doors down and they're over at your house every single day, but you're still falling, that is not a safe spot. And that is something that we do when we do care assessments, when we go into houses, because we get a lot of people that they're not ready to move out. They want to stay in their home and they want to age in place. And respectfully, I understand that as well. And we will go in and help them grab bars where they need grab bars.
Correct.
Or if they need, medication boxes to make sure that they're taking the correct medications or whatever we can do to help support them aging in place. We will also do that. And then there's also some grants that we can recommend and help with as well that are through the government that will get the houses in a safer space. But the one thing I love for people to do is show me around. If you have this 3,000 square foot house and you're only using 300 square feet, the bathroom, the kitchen, and the living room, I want to see how they're navigating around to see, are they falling when they're squeezing through corners, or when they're in the kitchen, are they able to take their walker in there? Because those are all things that we need to take into consideration when we're deciding whether aging in place is a good fit or not.
Right.
And if you own a 3,000 square foot house and you're only using 300 square feet,
right,
that's a conversation.
Absolutely. And a lot of times they're like, well, I've lived in this home for 50 years. I'm like, that is great. And those are the wonderful, cherished memories you'll always have in your heart. But isn't it also time to pass on that love and those cherished memories to somebody else, to a new family that could also create their own new cherished memories? And I think that has helped give them that idea. It's like, okay, you're right. It is time. No matter what, there's going to be a transition. Everybody's dream is to age in their own home. I mean, that's my dream too. But
is it actually? Because we've seen some really nice places.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
That's another conversation after this, but yes.
I don't know. I don't know if it's my dream to age in place. I kind of like some of these places.
That is true, especially that one specific community where you can go to their sister communities in other states and stay there for a week for free. It's like a timeshare, but for free.
For senior citizens.
Like, we had to ask, what's the minimum age? They said 55.
I've got 18 years.
Clock is ticking.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, there's literally a place in West Des Moines that is so nice. Yes. I thought it'd be more expensive than what it was. But
surprisingly, it's actually a fair market value. Yeah. It was shocking.
All meals are included.
Yes.
Nice meals.
And you walk in, it's so beautiful. That waterfall, that little, I don't want to say it's a pond. What is it? Fountain. There you go. And there's fish, live fish.
Wow. We're impressed by the small things. Yes. Nothing like big fat goldfish swimming around on your entrance.
And I don't have to take care of it. That's the best part.
Yes. Well, okay. So yes, you only get a little apartment. I mean, they're not that little.
No, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was big and it was new.
Yes.
But you may be downsizing to 600, 700, 800 square feet, whatever it was. That's still pretty big. But you're actually getting like 900,000 square feet because
the whole place is your home.
They had a massive theater that you can rent out for your family. They have rooms for your whole family to come to do holidays.
Yes.
They had a massive, beautiful dining room, kitchen. That's included. They had like a little gas station, like Walgreens store downstairs.
That was so cute. It even had a bank.
It had a bank.
And a fitness room.
Fitness.
Yes.
Gym. It had a pool.
I'm trying to think. They had a craft room too.
Library.
Yep, they had the library. Yep. So yeah, I'm pretty much sold.
Yeah, I know. And the best part is they have 61 locations around the United States. And all you have to do is reserve your time in another one.
Yes.
Get yourself there for free.
Mm-hmm.
I hate saying it's for free because you're paying at your other one.
Yes.
But you're going to the other one and you eat the food there too.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go on vacation, it's not like, the two expenses, the lodging and the food. It's taken care of.
I think when we were touring, the marketer even said that there's somebody from their Florida location staying with them for a week. Because, Florida during this time, a little hot.
Yeah, they probably have family. But they were good locations.
And transportation to and from, not just medical, but to the stores. I mean, you had Aldi's right there. You had Starbucks, TJ Maxx, Trader Joe. I mean, it's all right there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And that's 55
And the
plus.
Container Store too.
If you like containers, the Container Store is there. So anyways, we are actually not interested in aging in place. We would like to move into those places.
Yes.
At 55.
Yes.
18 years in county. We are going to do little spin-offs on each community that we're going to.
Yes.
We're going to do that. We're going to work through that.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun because we're going there. We're visiting. We're meeting all of the managers. We're going into places to put our feet on the ground because we are not ever going to identify as a company that is a place for mom. We want nothing to do to...
No, because we're the boots on the ground. We are the
Yeah.
ones doing the research for you. And then when you decide to work with us, we will be there for the tours.
Yeah.
We're not...
We're asking the questions.
Yes,
we're asking,
absolutely.
yeah.
And we're going to safeguard your contact information until you have made a decision. That's when we would share their information. But till then, all communication goes through us.
Everything.
So that way you don't have to worry about changing your phone number.
Right.
Because you're overwhelmed with phone calls. And that's speaking from experience.
Yes,
because when I was in that senior living space, I felt horrible calling them constantly, knowing the fact that
30 other places were calling them.
And then the crazy part is that the representative for that company, the Place for Mom, they would reach out to me. Have you heard from them? And I'm like, wait a minute. You should be giving me the updates.
Yes. They're not, though. I mean, that's the thing. They're not,
And it's so frustrating.
It is. They have no business making the referral fees that they're making with the teeny tiny... They're not even putting any work in. They have set up a website.
Right.
People are putting their information in the website, and they're taking that information and spreading it like wildfire. And then people are getting the calls. And I feel bad on both sides because there's some people that just aren't good fits for you or you were or other places.
Right.
But they're calling because they don't know. And it's a waste of everybody's time.
Correct.
It's crazy. So we are nothing like that. And the reason that we are going to every single community and we are taking notes, you have so many questions that you're asking, and we are introducing ourselves to all of the staff, and we are going in the rooms, and we are taking videos and pictures, because that is good for us to not have to go, like, have to figure out again, like, oh, which one was that? What did that look like? We haven't been there yet. We don't know about that one. And I will say, we've been to quite a few, and there's some that I don't know if we'll recommend.
Which is very unfortunate because, there's so much potential and it's needed in that space, in that specific town or city, I guess. But I would not recommend that.
I wouldn't put my family member there.
No, it's unfair. Now, should things change, we'd be happy to revisit that again. Hopefully it'd be a positive experience. But till then, as of right now, no.
Nope. No. And to shed some light on that, it was, we had an appointment. And like all of the places, they're locked communities. And so we rang the doorbell and let them know that we were there. And they said, we'll be to the door in a second. And we waited outside of the door for
10 minutes.
10, 15 minutes, yeah.
Yes.
And then we were let in by a resident.
Yes. And then when the moment we walked in, nobody greeted us.
They were all sitting there on their phones.
And then there was like 5, 10, I don't remember how many in the dining area. They saw us.
They just looked at their phone.
Hi, can I help you? Nothing. So we had to go look for somebody.
We did, but there were residents sitting in the community space with no interaction.
Right.
And the workers were over here on their phones, leaving us at the door, not even greeting us. Like, they didn't even know if we were strangers. They had no idea, and they didn't care to find out. So then we started looking around for someone, and then we stood next to the office door.
Yes. And still nothing.
I think we were helping residents at that point.
Yes.
I think we were
acknowledging their presence.
Yes.
When probably a staff member should probably have done that. But
right.
Yes.
And then we finally said, hey, do you work here? And then the one gal said, yeah, I work here. And then it turned out she was the person that wasn't the person we were supposed to be meeting. Wasn't there that day, but this was the person we were supposed to meet with. But yeah, so.
And first impression is key.
It is.
When you're touring different places, you should feel welcome, one. And you should be greeted, two.
Right. And I tell everybody, we tell them, that if you're going to send your kid to a childcare and you hit that button and someone says they'll be right there, and you're standing out there for 10 to 15 minutes, and then another family lets you in the door, and then you stand at the desk and you see staff people just walking around, not doing anything. Kids are playing in rooms, unsupervised. The people are in the rooms, but they're not paying attention because they're on their phones. And no one's greeting you. And then you're just kind of like, kids are running around and you're helping kids show them where the bathroom are. Like, are you taking your kid there?
Right.
Is that where you're signing your kid up for daycare?
I'd be talking to the administrator and be like, how do I get out of here?
Well, you haven't admitted your kid yet. So
that's probably true.
Yeah, but you're gone. And absolutely not. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That is insane. So that's sad, but there will be ones that we don't work with because of that. So to wrap this up, we're going to do some rapid fire for people to get to know you quick. Okay, ready? All right. What is your favorite guilty TV show?
Vanderpump Rules.
Dream vacation spot?
Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
Yes.
I love it. All right. Sweet or salty snacks?
Both.
Fair. M&M's inside of popcorn.
100%.
Hands down.
Yes.
Can't stop.
Can we have that after this?
Yes.
Okay.
I have some. Peanut butter M&M's?
I have to be in the mood. No, regular.
Regular. Okay.
Although, yes, regular. Now, but if it's a kettle corn popcorn with butter, yeah, I would still take it with the regular M&M's.
I don't like kettle corn.
How are we friends?
I love popcorn.
Okay. There you go.
Movie theater. Butter. Movie theater butter.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I thought you meant like favorite movie theater. I'm like,
No. Movie theater butter. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
I don't do karaoke, so I don't
do music?
I do.
What's your music?
It depends on my mood.
Is it Shania Twain?
No.
Let's go, girls.
No. I don't know.
Britney Spears. Hit me, baby, one more time. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye. And
bye,
sync?
bye. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Hands down.
That's your karaoke song.
Okay, but I won't sing it.
A food you will never eat?
Anything with mushrooms. Don't like mushrooms. I'm
How are we
anti-mushrooms.
friends?
We like
Mushrooms?
popcorn.
Okay, yes. Back to the popcorn.
We love popcorn.
We love popcorn. We love popcorn.
And Panera. So yeah.
Panera is, well, actually, I used to not like Panera because I was a Coke girl and they had Pepsi products.
Oh.
But my husband has recently, in the last 10 years, got me hooked on Mountain Dew. So I'm not hooked.
Oh.
I'm not hooked like I don't love Mountain Dew. But I will drink Mountain Dew. But I love tea, and Panera
I love tea. I love their green guava, whatever tea. That green one. The one that you were drinking yesterday. It was
No,
good.
I only drink unsweetened cold iced tea.
Oh, that's so boring.
Yeah. It's
I'm a sweet tea.
My grandma had that on her deck all the time. So I love drinking my grandma's. You know, like someone else's everything always tastes better. So when I was little, my grandma would get herself a cup of tea and I would down that thing like crazy. But if someone gave me my own tea, I didn't touch it.
It also have grandma's love.
Yes.
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 It's like my mom's egg rolls. I will not eat anybody else's egg rolls unless it's made by my mom.
But does it have to be on your mom's plate to like it?
No, like she has to cook it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But my grandma makes the tea and she'll even give me her own tea. Like what? But I don't want that one. I want hers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just that extra love.
Yes. What is one app on your phone that you could not live without?
Calendar.
Same.
It is my sanity.
Same.
If I lose that phone, thank goodness for backup.
I would know what to do.
I mean, I would have to go to my Mac Mini and be like, download now.
So I just bought the Skylight calendar because, yeah,
It's on my bucket list.
It's
Yes.
super expensive, but we have it hanging in the kitchen and it's literally my phone calendar up there because oh my gosh, my kids are going in so many directions that sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to be at football in 10 minutes. Ah! And it's just because I wasn't looking. So, but it is a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
If you won the lottery tomorrow, what is the first thing that you would do?
Open a coffee shop that will foster dogs. Kind of like that cat place in Valley Junction where they foster cats. It's like a cat cafe. I want a woof cafe.
Well, they have Paws and Pints, which you can take your own.
But this
however,
one's coffee /
foster dogs.
Foster
But
dogs,
They fight.
yes.
What if dogs fight?
Well, I'm
Your
going to
dogs
make
aren't going
sure
to. Yeah.
they're going to be trained. I'm going to hire a trainer and all that.
Yeah. You have all the money in the world at this point, so it
yes.
doesn't matter.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Morning routine must have. Coffee?
Coffee. Although I've been incorporating tea.
Okay,
With
my
my
next
coffee.
question is coffee or tea? Both.
Both. And there's not even a certain order. Like I have to have coffee because while I'm making coffee, I'm already boiling water, getting ready for my tea. And then
Fair.
I have 2 months.
It's just so refreshing.
It is. Well, once I'm like a little sip of this.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas. A true Filipino loves their Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes. Although I am not that true Filipino because I will not start in September. I will start in November.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm November 1st Christmas person.
It depends on the mood.
Okay.
It might be after Thanksgiving or depending
Just
on
varies.
what I want. Maybe I might start November 1st.
It depends on schedules too.
That's
Like when are we
fair.
going to have an open day or weekend? Because it's so much. Get it out, get it set up, decorate it, put everything away. That's not like a couple hour task.
Now, if it's like the perfect where the weather is nice and cool, there's no soccer activities, we have nothing on our agenda, and it's just that perfect mood. Oh yeah, turn on that fireplace. Let's bring like the gazillion tubs tree up the stairs. Yep.
Yep.
And then my husband's like, oh no.
The Christmas music on the TV.
Hallmark movie
Yep.
channel. Yep. Ready to go. Perfect.
You need to take your girls to Disney's Christmas.
It's also on my bucket list
Okay.
along with New York.
Oh, both of our favorites. Oh, yes.
So maybe we should do like a team
Yep.
trip
Sign me
to
up.
New York.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll rent a bus.
I got a bus in mind.
Yeah, you do. Okay, that's good. All right. So New York and Disney on a bus.
Yes. Although for Disney too, I'd like to experience the Halloween. Can change into Christmas.
So yes. So that is actually, in my opinion, the absolute best time to be there is October 31st and then November 1st, because on October 31st, Disney has the Halloween after hours. So Magic Kingdom is open until like midnight or 1 a.m., something like
Okay.
that. Then they get everyone out of the park, which probably takes till 2 a.m. Then the park opens at 8 or 9 a.m., depending on whatever the schedule is. And the whole thing has changed from Halloween to Christmas.
Disney magic. It's legit.
Do you see why
The Disney experience.
the Disney experience?
Maybe we need to
ninjas.
do Golden Concierge Disney experience, or
I
maybe
don't-
on the back.
Well, I think that
Or
we
is that a
would get in
trademark?
trouble using that. But it's true. They do things that you have questions about on how they did it, but they did it and you're just there for it. And that's what I love. And that's what we are doing.
Okay. Watch out, Tucker family.
Yes.
We're going to Disney.
Well, yes, that part. But
October 31st.
early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Early bird.
Yeah. By like 7, 8 o'clock. That's why when you had scheduled that Zoom, I was like practically almost dead.
And I was already sleeping.
So there you go.
I scheduled a Zoom with you and then I was sleeping.
But yes, 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Up.
Yep.
Or
Right.
5:30.
Early bird gets the worm.
Mm-hmm.
Just get it done.
And it's nice and quiet before the storm.
Yeah.
Before the kids wake up. Yes.
Yeah.
My
And then you crash
coffee
at night.
and tea. Yes.
Right. If you weren't working in senior care,
Mm-hmm.
what would you be doing?
IT. I know. I love technology. Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
I like anything brand new techie stuff.
Which is completely opposite for me because I don't even know how to run my phone most days.
Oh. Well,
IT is not my answer. I
yep.
think I'd be a cast member at Disney.
Although it's still back in my mind. I'm like, oh, maybe I should take some coding classes.
No.
Okay.
Calm down.
But I don't have time.
No, you know.
So,
Okay, what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self about starting in this space?
don't be afraid to learn everything about everything.
Ask questions.
Absolutely ask questions.
Don't stop asking questions.
Don't ask. And it's okay to ask those questions. You won't feel stupid for asking those questions because those answers is going to benefit you in the long run.
Well, you only have to ask once and then you know
Hopefully.
the answer. Well, I mean, you can ask as many times as you want, but if you never ask, you will move along not really knowing the answer.
Right.
So I don't understand why people just don't ask. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not my personality. I just ask so I know, and then it's over.
Another one too is the really, really tough ones to work with are one of my favorites.
Oh,
Yes, because they just needed that extra kindness.
yeah.
And then it's like that reminds me of that movie Shrek. You know, I have to peel the layers of the onion.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly them. So yeah, those are my favorite
You
ones.
you have to keep peeling back until you get to the seed of it.
Yes.
And then you figure out why they think the way they do, why they are so protective and they have this hard shell up. Yeah, I would agree.
Mhm.
And then it's so much more rewarding too. You're like, I broke that barrier.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it's the best feeling in the world.
But then they trust you. Like once you get in with that client and you figured them out and they figured you out and they trust you and they're like, okay, Tasha is here to help me. Tasha is not here to take advantage of me. Tasha's my gal.
Yes.
And then you're all in. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.